I thought my fiancé and I were solid. We had been together for 7 years, engaged for 2, planning the wedding, talking about kids, and even house hunting. Sure, we had our rough patches, but what couple doesn't? Then, one day, he sat me down with this completely calm, detached expression and said, "I think I need to end this. I've been sleeping too well." I thought I misheard him. "What?" He sighed, like this was some deep revelation. "I haven't slept through the night in years, and now I am. I wake up feeling refreshed. I feel lighter." That's when it hit me. This man wasn't breaking up with me because we fought too much or fell out of love and oh. He was leaving me because I stopped giving him nightmares. And, oh, it got worse. Looking back, there were signs. He was always a restless sleeper, waking up multiple times a night, sometimes sweating, sometimes mumbling nonsense. But I never thought much of it. I mean, people have sleep issues. Then, about a month before the breakup, something changed. He started sleeping soundly, barely tossing or turning. I even joked about it one morning, saying, "Wow, guess I'm not that scary anymore." His response, "Yeah, that's what worries me." At the time, I thought he was just being weird, but then he became more distant, less affectionate. He'd stare at me like he was studying me, like he was trying to find something that wasn't there anymore. So here we were, sitting in our living room, me staring at him in shock as he told me completely deadpan that he wanted to end our engagement because he was finally at peace. I laughed. I had to laugh. Because what else do you do when someone gives you that reason? "Are you saying our entire relationship was held together by your sleep deprivation?" I asked. He actually nodded. "Kind of, yeah." And then he hit me with this, "I think I loved you because you scared me." "Excuse me, what?" "I don't mean, like, physically," he added quickly. "Just, you made me uneasy. You challenged me, pushed me. I was always trying to prove something to you. And I think my body felt that. It's like I was always on edge just enough to keep me alert. And now I don't feel that anymore. So, because I made you comfortable, you want to leave?" He nodded, like it made perfect sense. At this point, I was pissed. I had spent 7 years loving this man, supporting him, planning a damn life with him, and now he was telling me that he needed me to make him anxious to feel love. I wasn't about to beg, but I wanted answers. "So, what now?" I asked. "You're going to go find someone new to stress you out?" And get this, she didn't even deny it. He actually said, "I think I need that. Some level of discomfort, some push and pull." I stared at him for a long time, realizing that the man I had spent nearly a decade with wasn't really in love with me. He was in love with some toxic cycle he had created in his own mind. Fast forward 6 months. We were officially broken up, and I was doing my best to move on. Then, out of nowhere, I got a message from his new girlfriend. She was furious. Apparently, he had jumped into a new relationship almost immediately, someone younger, someone fiery, someone who challenged him constantly. And guess what? He was miserable. She sent me screenshots of their texts. "You're exhausting. Why does everything have to be a fight? I can't sleep again. I feel like I'm suffocating. Maybe I made a mistake." I just sat there, reading those messages, feeling this strange mix of satisfaction and pity. Because, of course, he was unhappy. He got exactly what he thought he wanted, and it was ruining him. And then, she hit me with the final bombshell. "He told me you were the only person who ever made him feel safe. That's why he had to leave." I never responded to her. I didn't need to. Because in that moment, I won. He threw away the best thing in his life because he mistook stability for boredom, peace for emptiness, love for conflict. I sleep better than ever.
I will be very grateful if you subscribe to our channel.
My husband came back from a work trip and casually told me how he and his buddy got drunk, ended up at some random nightclub, and started talking to a couple of women in their 30s. It was a wild night, according to him, but nothing happened because he shut it down before things got too far. I didn't react. I didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't even ask a single question. I just stared at him, waiting for something: guilt, regret, even a little shame. But he was looking at me like he was proud of himself, like I was supposed to pat him on the back for his restraint. That's when I knew. I knew he wasn't telling me everything, and I knew I wasn't going to get the truth from him. So I did what any woman in my situation would do. I went digging. His phone was clean. Too clean. A man like my husband never deletes messages unless he has something to hide. But his best friend? He was careless. So, while my husband slept, I used his face to unlock his phone, scrolled through his messages, and found exactly what I was looking for. I didn't just find evidence that something happened, I found everything. Pictures, videos, a whole damn documentary of betrayal. My husband and his buddy recording themselves drinking, partying, and yes, bringing 2 women back to their Airbnb. His friend even filmed my husband sneaking off into a bedroom with one of them, laughing about how he finally let loose. I sat there shaking as I watched my husband, a man who spent our entire marriage convincing me he was the good guy, betray me like it meant nothing. So I made a plan. The next morning, I acted normal, kissed him goodbye, told him I'd see him after work. Then, I called a lawyer. By the time he got home that evening, I was gone. My stuff, my clothes, my essentials, I took them all. But I didn't leave without a final gift. I printed out screenshots of everything. Every message, every picture, every disgusting little secret he thought he could keep from me. I taped them to our bedroom walls, covering them like some sick, twisted art gallery. Then I left the front door open, just enough so that any neighbor walking by could get a peek. I stayed with a friend that night. At exactly 2:43 a.m. I got a call. It was him, then another, and another. 10 missed calls. 20. 100 texts, each one more desperate than the last. I can explain. It wasn't what it looked like. Please just come home. I didn't answer. Instead, I sent him one message. You shut it down before it went too far, right? And then I blocked him. The divorce was brutal for him. Turns out infidelity in our state gave me a massive upper hand. I got the house, half his savings, and spousal support for the next 5 years. Last I heard, he moved in with his friend. You know, the same one who filmed his downfall. As for me, I took my settlement and started over. And I don't regret a damn thing.